Alrighty, and we are back here at the Delta Pro event number 1 of the 2021 inaugural Kite Foil League here at Sherman Island, just north of San Francisco. Event number 1. This is race 11 start lining up for you as we come into the start boat. Just appearing there on the bottom right hand side of your screen, that is the committee boat end of the line. You can see it's quite stacked up here as they come in to accelerate, and it looks like Johnny Heineken just winning the boat there on that blue kite. Just leeward of him is Evan Heffernan cruising off the boat. These two absolutely dominant so far in this race and in this series. We'll see who can do what with it here as Will Sear, it looks like, on that gray and green kite comes poking out just to leeward. Now, he just didn't quite have as much favorite on the boat, but it doesn't look like he's too concerned about it because at least he's able to go bow down and accelerate through this. You can see Cody Sansky there on the bottom of your screen in that orange kite, who's just going off screen with that candy cane colored board there, also doing quite well off the line. If he can work his speed, Neil Marcinelli in that yellow bib with the blue kite cruising upwind. He looks just stacked on top of who I think was Will Sear there, and Marcus Edegren leading coming into today with this Kite Foil League event number 1. And as he spills it there, does a big crash down with that yellow kite. Marcus Edegren not liking his lane after that. Looks like he's getting out. He doesn't want to get into congestion up here with this fishing boat that looks to be anchored just on the top of your screen there. And it's Johnny Heineken and Evan Heffernan on those blue kites already duking it out in what could be this easy 1-2 as one of them tacks out and gets shaved by that fishing boat. Has to get out of Dodge. Now, we've seen some heavy breeze. Most guys are on their 15s, even their 11s in this condition in this racing this morning with race number 11 here. So we should have plenty more racing coming at you shortly. But it's Will Sear coming out of that left-hand side who's on that gray and green kite as he flies upwind here with some insane speed coming across the middle of the course. It looks as though he even gained on that blue kite, who did have to tack out before hitting that column marker there, marking the channel. Now we are set across the channel. You can see the top mark boat just up on the top of your screen there. That is the top mark they're working towards on the top left, but they are set across the channel. There's big ranges in depths. As you can see, big tide changes coming down, as you can see on the course there with the white water coming down, and the puffs are getting quite streaky today, although it's massively up and down as these racers power upwind. Now Will Sear coming across on starboard here. We'll see if he's able to at least get close to making this mark. Actually, sorry, that boat was a winger, just a wing foiler out in the middle of the course. That wasn't your top mark, but you can see now the top mark just in the center of your course, just above Will Sear there on that gray and green kite. And it's Neil Marcinelli out of the left-hand side on that blue kite with the yellow jersey on currently. Now that doesn't mean he's leading. That is just a coincidence that he's wearing a yellow jersey. And it looks to be Evan Heffernan and Johnny Heineken coming in evenly at this top mark, but I believe that is Will Sear in the lead. So that must have been Daniela Maras on the gray and green kite out on the right-hand side. She's trying to claw into that top back right there as she enters the windward mark. But as you can see, someone went down. That looked to be Marcus Edegren at the top mark. Let's replay that coming at you. Here it is. Yeah, Marcus Edegren with the yellow kite going down. Must have had an issue on that rounding as Evan Heffernan pokes out into second place there with Johnny Heineken hot on his heels, and Will Sear leading out of Mark 1 in this race number 11. Johnny Heineken looking a bit rusty there on his jibe. Oh, and he's struggling with it, and he goes down. Johnny Heineken down in third place. He's going to lose a lot off that as Santos Villegas, from Mexico, cruising over the top of him with that orange kite, escapes to the inside on a jibe. Absolute disaster for Johnny Heineken as he loses a few spots there, and now it's Daniela Maraz clawing onto the top of him on that gray and green kite, with Neil Marcinelli in the yellow jersey with the blue kite coming onto him too. Now Johnny Heineken's going to have to recover from that quickly, as you can see, pushing forward in this race, and now we're going to go back to the leaders after that quick replay there. That looked pretty gnarly there as Johnny Heineken went down and lost some. Now back to the leaders is Will Sear Will Sear, from Michigan, head of Sear Designs, actually. He designs and builds his own boards, some of the top boards on the market. So he's absolutely crushing it this race, and I think it's no mistake in this breeze. He's got those planing steps on. He's able to pop over those waves and gain speed each time, getting lower to the water on the upwinds, able to work that high mode with that fly surfer kite. Now he's currently leading as we come into these bottom marks potentially here, and it looks like someone just recovering there. That might have been Evan Heffernan, it looks to be, on the blue kite, as Santos Villegas, on the orange kite, overtaking into second place. So big gains for Santos this downwind, as mistakes from both Johnny Heineken back on that jibe towards the top, and Evan Heffernan there having some trouble on the downwind. Santos proving that he is king of these downwinds so far and just playing it nice and conservative. Into second place he goes, as Will Sear dips his kite, going for power upwind. Santos, little struggle there, must have had some weeds or something he was clearing as he struggled to get into the groove there out of that left-hand mark. It looks like Evan Heffernan right on his tail, with Johnny Heineken splitting out towards where your camera on this drone is right now, out on the right-hand side of the course. So we'll see who comes back together with this split out of the leeward marks. It is a 2-lap race, so they're just going up, down, up, and down again, and then a short little dogleg across to the finish. On that finish line, they essentially round the pin end mark on that second downwind, make a left-hand turn going towards the finish over just below the start boat, a bit of a vertical finish line. So a bit of a reach across the line, just under the line there to finish. But back on this second lap, third leg of the race, as we approach Mark 3 up here. We've just exited Mark 2, that gate at the bottom, and it's still Will Sear in the lead. These guys are picking each other off on this fishing boat that is anchored on course out here. So it's providing a nice little obstacle for people to play with, and it looks like Santos Villegas there taking a duck on Evan Heffernan in that blue kite out left. So he pushed towards the shoreline. He might have gotten less tide there, but keep in mind, he was ahead out of that leeward mark. He just struggled a little bit to get in, so he's taking the dip. He's down into third place now. Evan Heffernan likely tacking over just off screen to your left there, as it's Will Sear who comes across in a massive puff here, gaining the entire time. You can see how fast this guy is upwind. In another race just before this, actually, he absolutely cooked it though right at the finish, so we'll have to see if he can hang on with this lead. He's building it all the time, as Johnny Heineken in the blue kite there comes across out of the right hand side of the course. We'll see if he's able to get a piece of Evan Heffernan here, but it looks as though Evan able to come across ahead, clean ahead there by several boat lengths from the left hand side, coming across on port. So we'll see what it looks like coming into this final windward mark. This could be a battle. Neil Marcinelli there pushing hard on their tails, followed by Daniela Maras here in the gray and green kite, pushing upwind. Again, both world champions in the sport. So we'll see, actually, Daniela, Rolex Yachtswoman of the Year, one of these previous years for U.S. Sailing. So she's been able to apply some pressure forward there, and these guys keep pushing some of these lead packs. There's always someone right there, and it pushes them in it, and we've seen some massive lead changes just as people take a crash. Now, going down into our windward mark here, final windward mark, this is Will Sear still in the lead. Pretty comfortable lead coming in here, but again, we've seen him lose it before, so we'll see if he can hang on as through this downwind, and it's Santos Villegas coming in out of your windward mark. And there goes Evan Heffernan doing some freestyle for us here. I'm not sure what that was. Sorry, not a kiter here. I'm sure there was a purpose to that, because now it's Johnny Heineken right on his heels, coming in tight, and he's already back and in the zone. Absolute beauty move there, whether that was freestyle or what. Maybe he was clearing weeds or something, or avoiding a weed patch. Coming onto this downwind, as it's an absolute drag race between Evan Heffernan to windward, and Johnny Heineken going for the jibe here. Hopefully has a smoother jibe than his first downwind. He did biff on that. So did Evan Heffernan. Took a spill later in the downwind. So these guys are absolutely duking it out. And as Santos Villegas cruising into a comfortable jibe in second place there, and you can see just on the left-hand side, you can just see Will Sears' kite, that gray and green kite, cruising into the downwind. This is the final downwind again as they pass that fishing boat about a third of the way up the course again, so that we're coming into our leeward mark here, and it is just a singular mark again, a gate on the first downwind, followed by a singular mark, just that pin end of the starting line that they turn, make a left-hand turn around, and cruise into the finish on port, just below the start line. And it's Johnny Heineken coming across on the left-hand side of your screen from course right, and he looks to be behind Evan Heffernan still, so he took a little bit of a loss there, but it's still Will Sear in the lead, but only just Santos Villegas coming across and has to raise his kite on this duck on port. He has to avoid there, but he's coming back into a jibe. Never quite got the power up, so he might be a bit slow in this jibe here. We'll see if Will Sear can come across in the lead still. It's neck and neck into this final mark. There's going to be a lot of jibing action here coming up, and it's Evan Heffernan, and Will Sear goes down. Will Sear is down on that right-hand side here. Screen there on the left-hand side of the course. Will Sear is down. It looks as though he's lost the lead to Santos Villegas coming in here, but this could be anybody's race as Evan Heffernan cruises in here, and that's Johnny Heineken on top. It's neck and neck across to the finish line here. Again, we're looking for that pin end of the line. They're finishing just below the boat. It's Santos Villegas coming across, Evan Heffernan powering over the top there, out from under. Oh, and Evan Heffernan goes down, but he just crosses the line in time. It looks as though, I don't know, that's going to be tight one to call here, but Evan, it looked as though that was Santos Villegas coming away with the one, Evan Heffernan in the two, and Johnny Heineken, but that's going to be too close to tell. We'll see. I have to see at the results sheet, and that was an absolute wicked race. Let's fast forward here and see if we can get some of these guys for an interview as they take a break after this finish. That was Evan Heffernan who went down just at the finish there, but again, that looked as though it was he head crossed the line in I guess a fairway. I'm not exactly sure on the rule whether you have to be attached to your board or not, but that was absolutely epic as he recovers himself here. We're going to see if we can get an interview with that. Now we did just get, I did just hear our finish boat is signaling me that we did get, he did finish properly there, so it looks as though that is going to be Santos Villegas in first. Evan Heffernan completing in second after some style points, a backflip at the windward mark. We got to ask him about that. And Johnny Heineken coming across in third after Will Sear goes down at the last mark. Let's get an interview here with Evan Heffernan as he pulls up to us. We're here with Evan Heffernan, one of the leaders on day two here at the Kitefoil League event number 1 in Northern California. Evan, what was going on at that top mark? We saw some epic freestyle from you.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a little bit of weed and kind of reeds in the water right now, so most of the fleet is dealing with it and kind of getting their jumps in when they can. I had a pretty good reed caught on my mast, so the only way to really clear that is to get the trailing edge of the mast pointed upwind. So you have to do a quick little jump, back roll, and then ride out.